Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another what I eat in a day. So I did one of these like 2 weeks ago and you guys really seem to love it, so I'm back at it again with another one. I'm gonna try to keep the intro really short, simple, and to the point because my last video, a lot of people were saying that it was really long. I will leave a timestamp right here if you don't even want to hear me talk right now, so you can skip to see what I eat. So since then, I haven't gained or lost any more weight. I'm still down 25 pounds. I've kind of been slacking a little bit, honestly, at the gym. And with eating, I was snacking a little bit too much, so I had to catch myself, and now I'm back on track. I'm trying to eat super clean from here until Thanksgiving, just because I know I'm going to eat a lot on Thanksgiving. That's like my favorite holiday, so I'm really looking forward to it. That's going to be like my treat for eating so clean from here until then. So yeah, I do everything vegan, no meat, no eggs, no dairy. I think a lot of my weight loss is because of what I eat and because of the gym, but definitely more so because of what I eat. I am definitely a firm believer in the 80-20 rule, so your weight loss journey is 80% what you eat, 20% what you do at the gym. And also I was getting a lot of questions about my height, so I am 5'3", currently at 150. So anyways, I really hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to grab a snack and let's get started. Okay, so breakfast is first. I'm gonna make just a super quick and easy breakfast sandwich. I'm gonna be using these Fiber One English muffins. These are only 100 calories per muffin, which is pretty good. And I'm gonna be making some tofu. I will insert a clip of the tofu that I have. I just made this yesterday as well, so I don't have the packaging up with me, but any tofu will work. Just make sure that it's like firm or extra firm, and it basically looks like a block of cheese. But to me, tofu tastes like nothing. It tastes like whatever you decide to season it with. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make this look like scrambled eggs. And then I'm also gonna be using 2 strips of veggie bacon. Again, I will insert the packaging. I found this at my local grocery store, Giant, but I'm pretty sure some super Walmarts will have it. You can also find it at like Whole Foods. Just look at your organic vegan section at your grocery store and you should be able to find it. And then on the side, I'm gonna have some of these hash browns. Any brand will work. Just make sure that you get ones that are just 100% hash browns and not like any other added ingredients. Okay, so to make the tofu, you just wanna get a bowl. So you wanna take your tofu and you wanna kind of crumble it up as if they were scrambled eggs. So this is what it's gonna look like. Again, like a block of cheese. It looks really weird. So what I like to do, oh, actually, let me cut it first because I'm not gonna use all of this. So I'm gonna be splitting this with Hector. So I'm gonna use probably about half of that because I'm just gonna make a breakfast sandwich and I don't want too much. So you wanna take your tofu, just like that, and you just wanna pick it apart. And it falls apart very easily. You can do it with your finger. And when you pick it apart, it kind of just resembles scrambled eggs, especially once you get towards the middle of the tofu, as you can see. Like, it kind of looks like scrambled eggs-ish. Okay, so that is what it should look like once you're all done. You can add whatever you want to your tofu. I'm gonna add some diced yellow onions. I just get these that are already pre-cut because it's just so much easier for me, honestly, and I just put a couple in there for some flavor. Okay, so these are some other seasonings that I like. So the turmeric really gives it sort of like that yellow orangey egg look, and I'm pretty generous with this, so I use a lot of turmeric. And I'm also going to be using some onion powder. I love this stuff. I've been actually loving this for a lot of my meals, so I just use, again, a generous amount. No judgment here. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of black pepper and also just a little bit of some pink Himalayan salt. Then you just want to take a spoon and mix it all together. I also like to take some spinach. I love adding spinach to as many meals as possible. It's a really great way to get your greens in. All right, so I have my pan here. I'm about to start my bacon. I'm gonna spray my pan with some of this olive oil spray, which is my favorite. I also really like avocado oil spray. I just don't have any at the moment. So this is what the bacon looks like. I'm telling you guys, it's really good, especially once it gets really crispy. So I think I'm actually just gonna have 1 piece. This is actually a very low fat bacon. It doesn't have a lot of salt or anything in it. I think the serving size is either 1 or 2 strips. I usually don't have any more than 2. So I just like to cook my bacon until it gets kind of like burnt around the edges, because then it means it's super crispy. So I'm just gonna do 1 strip for me, 2 strips for Hector, and I just like to split my piece in half for the breakfast sandwich because I'm not like super hungry right now and I'm gonna have potatoes with it, so. Okay, so then I'm gonna add my tofu. So you pretty much just want to let it cook maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't even take longer than 10 minutes or even actually close to 10 minutes because it's just tofu. So you just kind of want to get it heated up onto the stovetop. And on my potatoes, I'm just gonna add some onion powder, pepper, and a little bit of salt. All right, so here is my English muffin. I just spread some of this. I can't believe it's not butter. It's vegan butter on top. I actually got this at my grocery store. I think in my last What I Eat in a Day I said Walmart. I didn't get this at Walmart, but they do have vegan butters at Walmart as well. You just have to make sure, obviously, you're reading the ingredients, and there's no milk, but I love this one. It's my fave. All right, so this is what it looks like. I put my piece of bacon on top, my tofu on the English muffin, and then I have my hash browns on the side. Also, almost forgot, I'm gonna have some ketchup also on the side. And that is officially it. And of course I'm gonna have this with water. All right, so it is the afternoon right now. I'm just having a big bowl of grapes. We have some red grapes, green grapes, black grapes, love them. And do you see how big these are? They're literally like little melons. Okay, it is time for lunch. I'm gonna make something super quick and easy. Literally all you have to do is just get the ingredients, put it in a rice cooker, and it's done. So I have some rinsed jasmine rice right here. This is my favorite rice. Again, these portions that I'm making are not just for myself, they're for Hector and I, even though, let's get real, I could probably eat this whole thing. Always make sure you rinse your rice, and jasmine rice is just what I prefer. You could use white rice, brown rice, whatever you like. I also have 1 can of rinsed red kidney beans. These are low sodium, and I'm probably gonna use half of this can. I don't know if I'm gonna use all of them, it depends. And then I also have some rinsed, no salt added canned corn with 1 peeled yellow potato. And of course you can't forget your greens. So I just have some frozen kale right here. I'm not going to use all of this, even though honestly I probably could, because it shrinks a lot when you cook it. So I'm going to use quite a bit, but I always like to add greens to almost all of my meals because you just can't forget them. The greener the better. So I just added my water into my rice cooker. I will link my rice cooker down below. I got it from Amazon. I love it, and it wasn't that expensive. So the key to cooking rice in your rice cooker is having the water elevated slightly above where you have your rice or your veggies so that it doesn't come out dry once it's done cooking. That's like the best way for me to describe it. There's like directions when you get your rice cooker though to like exactly like the ratios and everything, but I always just guess. I am gonna add 1 packet of sazon. I love the seasoning. It's one of my favorites, especially when I'm doing rice. It kind of gives it like this orangey sort of color that I love. So this is what it looks like. You can just get this at any like grocery store in the like Hispanic aisle. And I'm also going to add just a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. Not too much. This salt is very overpowering, so literally a pinch is all you need. So all you do is turn on your rice cooker, and then I just select white rice because there's not an option for jasmine rice, but it's basically, it just cooks like white rice. So it takes probably about maybe like 20-25 minutes, not very long at all, and it'll let you know how much time is left once it gets closer to being done. So usually it starts giving me the mark around like 7 minutes. Okay, and now we have lunch. Doesn't it look so good? Literally so delicious. I could eat rice like every single day for the rest of my life. We got the beans in there, the potatoes, and you can see the kale. Love it. So this is my super quick and easy lunch. Probably takes about 30 minutes. The longest part obviously is just waiting for the rice cooker to cook the rice. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is such a windy, cold day out today. So it's like the perfect weather for some soup. So I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite soups that I just made last week, and I've been obsessed with it, especially with the cold weather. Okay, so growing up, chicken noodle soup was like one of my favorite things ever, but I used to pick out the chicken because I don't know, I just thought it was gross. So I'm going to show you guys how to make noodle soup, basically. You could add chicken to this, but we're keeping it all vegan here today, and honestly it tastes so good with the seasoning that you really don't even need chicken, in my opinion. So all you're gonna need is some vegetable broth. I always get the low sodium kind. I am gonna be using 2. I always like to make food like this, especially soup, in bulk, just so that I have leftovers throughout the week. You're also gonna need some pasta noodles. These are, I don't even know exactly what these are called, but they're just like the spiral ones. These are so good. They really just, I don't know, they're just amazing. And then I'm using 2 golden potatoes. I love potatoes, if you couldn't already tell. And you're also gonna need some celery, carrots, and onion. I just get this already pre-cut at my grocery store. I'm gonna be using all of one, and then I'm gonna be using the celery and carrots on the other, and I'm not gonna use the onion in this one because it's gonna be too much. But Obviously, if you buy it and cut it up yourself, it's cheaper, but I'm a lazy girl, so that's the lazy girl way. Let's talk seasonings. That's like my favorite thing about soup. So I like to use onion powder. I also really like garlic and herb. Can you tell? I literally have like a little bit left. This is really good also in soups. I also like some dried up cilantro. You could use fresh cilantro. I just don't have any at the moment. Oh my gosh, adobo. You guys have to try this. Like, it's literally what it says in all-purpose seasoning. You can use this on anything. You can use this on breakfast, lunch, dinner, chicken, fish, just like it has a picture right here. You can literally use it on everything. It's just a mixture of a bunch of different ingredients and it's amazing. So I love it. I also do need to get a low sodium version. I honestly didn't know that they had one until I went to the grocery store the other day. So once I run out of this, I'm gonna get the low sodium kind. But yeah, really, really good. 10 out of 10, recommend it. Of course, black pepper. I put pepper on everything. And then finally, I'm gonna be using my nutritional yeast. I was making sure that this wasn't expired, but we're good. You can get this on Amazon or Whole Foods, Wegmans, a lot of different places carry it, but I will link it down below. This doesn't really taste like much to me. It kind of just helps with like the consistency of the soup and making it a little bit thicker, so I love it. So I have my water aside in my pot just for my noodles. Of course, that's the first thing that I start cooking, and then everything else is super easy. I'll show you guys, but you want to start your noodles first. Almost forgot to mention that I like to add spinach to my soup as well. I just kind of crinkle it up, and again, can't forget to get your greens in. So adding it into soup is like a really good way because it just ends up obviously tasting like whatever you season the soup with. So spinach is a must. So I added these celery, carrots, and onion. Oh my gosh, it smells so good already. And I also did add a little bit of oil to the bottom of the pot just so nothing would stick or burn. And I used olive oil. That's what I usually always use when I cook. And then I have 2 cloves of garlic that I just mashed up myself, and I'm gonna add that in for some extra flavor. All right, I added my seasonings. Now we add the broth. I almost forgot the potatoes, but I just added them in there. Again, I used 2 golden potatoes, and depending on how thick you like your soup will depend on how much broth you used. I'm probably gonna end up using another broth just because the potatoes and with the skin on them and then the pasta noodles will make the soup a lot more thick. So I prefer a little bit more of a liquidy consistency, so I'm gonna be using probably some water and another thing of vegetable broth. But again, just do it to your liking. I don't really have exact measurements because, I mean, as you can see, this is a pretty big pot. So it really, I'm just winging it. It just depends on how much you want to make. Just added some spinach. You can see it looks like really thick and creamy, and it's because of this nutritional yeast. So I'm going to add a little bit more just to show you guys. You can be very generous with it. Mix it all around. And you can cook this for however long you want. Sometimes I like to slow cook my soups, maybe for like couple hours, but for this, I mean, it's very, very simple because it's literally just like veggies and noodles. So you could cook it maybe for like an hour, hour and a half. And the noodles are perfect. So then we can just add them into the soup. Just strained the water out. They look so good. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. Let's see if I can. Ooh, steamy. And you just mix it all around, and I'm gonna definitely add more water and broth. I'm probably gonna do like a 50-50 ratio, so half water, half broth. All right guys, so I have the soup slow cooking. I know that it's super early, it's like not even 4:30 yet, but I wanted to film this before it got dark outside because it's already like, I feel like it's gonna be dark soon. But yeah, the soup is pretty much done. As you can see, it's super easy. If I can do it, you can do it. I really am not an expert in the kitchen, but soups are my favorite because I don't have to do much. And if you're like me, you can just make a huge pot like this and just have leftovers for days. And leftover soup is the best because once everything has really sunken in, it just tastes 10 times better the next day. So dinner is done. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's super hot, but doesn't it look so good? Literally the noodles make it. Like, you guys have to try the noodles with this soup because they're my fave. So that is it. So one of my favorite things with soup is grilled cheese. So I'm just gonna split this with Hector. Obviously this is not super healthy, but I believe you can have your favorite things just in moderation. And I use my favorite cheese, which is the field roast vegan chow cheese. This tastes like American cheese. You can actually find this at Walmart. It is 60 calories per slice, but obviously I'm splitting it down the middle, so only 30 calories, and I'm using the same butter from earlier, which I love. So that is officially it. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this grilled cheese. Oh, it's so good. I wish you could taste it. It's bomb. Alright guys, so that is everything that I ate yesterday. I filmed that video yesterday and I forgot to do an intro and an outro, but I also did want to mention that for dessert, I normally always have something sweet. I have the biggest sweet tooth ever and I'm trying to like not have so many sweets, like I said, from here until Thanksgiving. The only sugar that I really want to be eating is just from fruit. I know the ketchup that I showed did have sugar, but like, you know what I mean. So yesterday I didn't have anything sweet. I slept over at my friend Ashley's house and I just had strawberries and an apple as like my dessert. So that is everything that I ate. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please feel free to leave me more recipes down below. Whether they're vegan or not, I always love getting inspo regardless. So thanks so much for watching. I love you guys and I'll see you soon. Bye.